Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear taking lecture Siti Mukamilah MBD. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We from group 3 will present the result of our group's work entitled Pros and Cons of Computer Technology in Education. Before getting into the discussion, introduce my name Ma'dum Ibrahim as the first speaker and
Introduce my name Adis Rofik Erlangga as the second speaker and
Introduce my name Muhammad Miman Rasul as the third speaker.
so that it does not take too long, let's get straight to the material. Charles Babbage. Charles Babbage was an English mathematician who first came up with the idea of computers. Programmable computer, part of the machine he developed, but was not complete. It can now be seen at London's Science Museum in 1991. Using Babbage's original plane and differential engine was developed and it functioned perfectly, proving that Babbage's ideas about this machine could indeed be implemented. Before we discuss the history of computers, we must first know what a computer is. Computer comes from the word computer, which means to calculate. By computer linguists, indefinite as a tool that carries out arithmetic calculation process. By in general, a computer is defined as a set of electronic devices that connect components which each other so as to produce information that has previously been pre-processed formally. The first computer was invented in 1822 by an English mathematician, Charles Babbage. Initially, Babbage intended to create a steam-powered calculating machine that could calculate tables of numbers. So, the shape and features of the computers that we currently use are definitely very different from computer in the past. Its development from first entering the market until now is divided into 5 generations. First generation 1940 to 1956. The first generation of computers use vacuum tubes as the main component. Vacuum tubes are large components and are prone to damage. Second generation 1956 to 1963. Second generation computers use transistor as the main component. Transistors are small, more durable, and more power efficient components than vacuum tubes. Third generation 1964 to 1971. Third generation computers use integrated circuit IC as the main component. IC is a component consisting of thousands of transistors integrated of a single silicon chip. Fourth generation 1971 to present. The fourth generation of computer use a microprocessor as the main component. A microprocessor is a chip consisting of millions of transistors integrated on a single silicon chip. Fifth generation, present to future. Fifth generation computers are still in a development stage. fifth generation computers are expected to have the ability to think independently and be able to interact with humans naturally.
Began of computer science entering the field of education. Based of the history of its development, the term educational technology began to be seen since 1963 and was officially adopted by the Association of Educational of Communication Technology since 1977, although three is sometimes overlapping use of the term with learning technology. This story of computer science into education can be traced back to the beginning of the development of computers in the 20. In the beginning, computer science was only studied by a handful of people, mainly scientists and engineers. However, along with the rapid development of computer technology, computer science in become increasingly popular in needed by various industrial fields. There are benefits if we use computers into education, including firstly, easier and broader in searching for information. With the extension of computers and internet connection today, access to find information will be easier or faster. Information can be obtained widely with sites that provide question and answer columns filled directly with people who are expert in their field. Secondly, there are various educational applications. During the COVID-19 pandemic, almost all learning was carried out online. There are many online learning applications that can be used and accessed on computer, be it paid or free. Thirdly, providing new and varied education in learning activities. For example, by using pictures display in front of the class and the use of videos that greatly help understanding of the material taught. Along with the development of computer from time to time, applications were born to make it easier for use as students to learn to add knowledge. For example, firstly, Duolingo. This application is designed to help users learn foreign language in an interactive and fun way. In this application, users can choose from different languages they want to learn, such as English, Spanish, French, German, and more. The application offer language lesson tailored to the user abilities, so user can learn the language at a level that suit their abilities. Secondly, Genius. Genius is an online learning application that provides online learning channel for elementary to high school students. This application provides learning material from the level of education at the level of elementary school as to high school. In addition, Zenius also provides an interaction management system between teacher and student to support the distance learning process. Thirdly, Google Classroom is an online learning media that allows teacher and student to connect online from anywhere and anytime. Google Classroom brings teacher in creating assessment, sharing and grading assessment without having to meet face to face. Google Classroom can streamline teaching and learning between teacher and student over the internet. Technology proponents agree with today's advance in computers. Proponents of using technology argue that technology can make children have better motor skill, improve cognitive abilities, keeps children busy, fun for children. Technology is everywhere. The next material will be delivered by speaker 3.
A question about students using computer technology definitely exists. Opponent surveys about the effects of technology was on students. For those who refuse the high opinion that is knowledge important namely making students lazy to move and think. Students will seek similar satisfaction in other words as decision. This socializing with other only commercial because new technology is expensive. Lack of connection with the outside world. The negative impacts of computer technology on education. From this opinion, it must be true because behind computer technology there will definitely be a bad impact on its user. For example, such as lacks of social interaction, vulnerability to security compromise, dependence of technology, lacks of supervision. Conclusion. Overall, the use of computer technology in education has the potential to provide many benefits, such as broad access to information, interaction learning methods, and the development of digital skills. However, challenges such as visual access, description of learning, and security of student data also need to be addressed. The interaction of technology in education can be useful if it is done wisely, taking into account the needs and challenge of each educational context. It is important to ensure that the use of technology support education goals and provides added value for students, while paying attention to aspects of fairness, privacy, and human skill development.
That's all from us. More or less, we apologize.
Wassalam.